The Industry Impact Award is our chance to recognize individuals and organizations who have made remarkable and positive contributions to the indie scene. When discussing potential candidates among the curation jury, one organization consistently stayed at the forefront of our minds. Their work doesn't always get the main stage spotlight, but the impact they make is a perfect example of why this category exists. But instead of us telling you more, we've invited a few mutual friends to share some words and their own experiences.
My name is Remy Siu, the creative director of 1000 Times Resist, and I'm so excited to help present this year's recipient for the Industry Impact Award. The first time I learned about game devs of color was in 2020. It was at the beginning of the pandemic, and I had just decided to abandon my career in the arts to try making games for real. It was scary, and I knew very little about the indie scene at large, beyond that there were indie games. I didn't know if anybody would be interested in the themes we wanted to explore in 1000 Times Resist. Discovering game devs of color was a kind of revelation, a reminder that there are people out there, peers, who are interested in the same things that inspire you. A reminder that the gaming community is not homogeneous, but that there is, and always has been, diversity, both in the people and the games they make. It's a reminder that we should tell our own stories in the ways we yearn to, and not ask permission. There are so many Steam festivals and events out there now, but Game Devs of Color still feels like home. It's where games we make here at Sunset Visitor feel most comfortable in their own skin. So thank you, Game Devs of Color, and congratulations.
Hello and Swadee Krap. My name is Sanat Busiangkun, and I'm an indie developer based in Bangkok, Thailand. It is my honor to be here to help present this year's recipient for the Industry Impact Award. I remember attending my first Game Devs of Color Expo back in 2021. Looking back at the talks I attended, I'm honestly surprised at how much it's still affecting my work today. I remember seeing Fami's talk, seeing someone from my home region who was so visible in the industry. Someone who just showed the world that, hey, we make games too. For a lot of us, just existing in this industry is kind of rough, but I'm thankful for Game Devs of Color for making this space where people get to find their communities, where devs today get to experience this magical feeling of meeting someone who kind of just understands you. A space where we don't have to justify our presence, where we get to just exist, create, and share. Today, game development is more approachable than ever, yet somehow still as difficult as ever. There's still so many barriers at every step of the way, but for today, let us celebrate the work that Game Devs of Color has done for this industry, along with the work that they'll continue to inspire each and every day.
Hi, I'm C. Bedford from Alamode Games, and I'd like to take a minute to talk about Game Devs of Color and the impact that they've had on the industry. They've certainly given me opportunity to reach a further audience and be able to get what I'm creating out there to more people to see what it is that I'm making. As creators, I think there's nothing more that we want than to connect with other people out there in the world. And at the same time, as like a player or a gamer myself, there's nothing more that I want than to find like an exciting new world that is just unique and special and something I haven't, explored before. And I feel that is exactly what Game Devs of Color does, and they do it really well. They put in real conscious effort to find games that may be overlooked simply because of who's creating it and who's behind the desk putting it together. And it's a real shame because I believe there's so many players who are looking for those new experiences, and they do an excellent job, I think, of trying to bridge communities together to find, just something to connect with, something more to connect with. I believe they are very deserving of this award, which I have the great pleasure of being part of presenting, which is the Industry Impact Award. They are very deserving of it. So congratulations, and thank you very much, Game Devs of Color, for all that you do.
Hi everybody, I'm Kat Small. I'm an independent game developer for over a decade, and I'm also the executive director of Game Devs of Color, Inc. And our mission is to amplify the creative power held by people of color in games. We are so honored to accept this award on behalf of our entire team. Now you can see the whole team here. The team is me, it's Brian Carr, Brian Chung, GJ Lee. We have so many other amazing folks that help us do our work. We have Alexia, Brittany, Danielle, Imperatrice, Hamna, Iman, Jace, Josh, Katiti, Crystal, Martin, Mylia, Sharpie, all of our partners and collaborators, just so many amazing people. And it really could not be done without every single one of those folks. So we are infinitely grateful, not just for this award, but also for every person who steps up to build the future together.
Our online conference, the Game Devs of Color Expo, started 10 years ago. Every September, we provide developers of color a platform to speak beyond Token Diversity 101 talks and share their expertise and best practices through panels, talks, and interviews. The event extends beyond our global audience into local events too. We threw 14 watch parties for this last expo, and they were really fun. You should go next year. We also provide a lot of other opportunities through our GDOC Expo Direct and our Steam sale, which reaches hundreds of thousands of people so that devs can show their games to so many more. Thank you so much for recognizing the effort we put in each year for building all of this.
In a world where hegemonic entities merely check off their diversity checklist in order to profit off of tokenism, only to later abandon the marginalized once it's no longer useful, we band together in solidarity, resilience, care, and celebration. We strive to be the most pro-developer community. That's why we don't charge dev fees, we don't use any unpaid volunteer labor, we pay all contributors. We make our content accessible online with captions. We provide scholarships for in-person opportunities, and we have awarded over $400,000 in no-strings grant funding to help promising game creators build sustainable businesses, forming or expanding their studios. Because we put developers first.
We invest back into the community and in the next generation of game creators. So thank you to the Indie Game Awards jury for the honor, and thank you all for the time and attention. Our call to action is for you to join together with us in solidarity. We fight to create a better games industry that is intersectional and equitable. So come visit us at gamedevsofcolor.org and see how you can take part in the movement of creating an industry where the underrepresented are included from the very beginning and not just an afterthought.